Saurabh, thank you very much for joining us. Wonderful, wonderful, useful information. And we are going to move to the kitchen with Carmen, and we are going to make some delicious food. I can't wait to try your recipe.
It'll be great.
Okay, so Saurabh did not want to cook for us today because he wanted to for us to taste something really well done and perfect. So he invited someone better than him, Carmen, who works as a sous chef, and she decided to come and cook for us today. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, Dominique. Thank you very much.
So, what are you going to cook? I'm really excited to taste what you're doing today.
Well, I'm making pasta, and the pasta will have textured vegetable protein with some tomato sauce, and it'll be really good.
Yeah, you know, I cook a lot, so people usually never cook for me.
Okay.
Because they think, oh, I can't get it right. Oh, she's not going to like it. So I'm thrilled that you're going to cook for me.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, we have the water boiling. You started that already?
I have 100% whole wheat pasta. It's so much better for you than any white pastas because of the extra starch in it and the fact that everything's been processed.
So whole pasta has more nutrients and more fiber.
Yes, and it has a slightly nutty flavor to it.
Okay.
So once the pasta boils, we'll saute the vegetables while it's boiling, and then we'll add the textured vegetable protein, which is very easy to make, by the way.
So Carmen, you're going to make TVP with this pasta. Can you tell us what TVP is?
It's textured vegetable protein. It's basically a soy-based product. It comes in flakes, it comes in little nuggets, and it's basically a replacement for the ground round type thing that you would get. So a lot of vegans, once you get out of, or a lot of people, once you get out of eating meat, you miss that ground round type flavor.
And the texture that's chewy and kind of
yes, it's kind of chewy, and then once you add a sauce to it, then you really kind of don't miss having that ground round that you had before.
This would be wonderful in chili.
Yes, it would be very good with chili. It's just a very good meal replacement.
So Carmen, I see that you don't have oil in this pan and you have water.
Yes, it's to keep it low fat, but it'll still taste just as well. So the pan is hot. I'm going to add some water to it.
Okay, and this is called steam fry?
Well, it's sauteing, but we just saute with water instead of with oil. It takes the same amount of time. You just let it heat up a tiny bit, and then you start adding your veggies to it. That way you might want to add a little bit more spices to it, because you don't have that flavor of the olive oil. Sometimes I sprinkle a little bit of olive oil at the end.
After it's cooked? After
it's cooked, okay. And I'm going to start adding the veggies. I just have some cauliflower and broccoli. Broccoli is really good antioxidant. And I also have some baby bok choy. And baby bok choy is just Chinese cabbage. It's really tender, has really good flavor.
Lots of people ask what bok choy is. What does it taste like? If you had to describe it to someone, to our viewers who cannot taste it.
It's got the taste of cabbage, but it's just a little more tender.
It's mild.
It's a much milder flavor, and I like the baby bok choy because it doesn't take as long to cook, and it does have not a sweet flavor, but it doesn't have the strong taste that you get sometimes when you have cabbage.
Okay.
I don't end up getting indigestion, which I sometimes get from cabbage. So I'm also adding in here some broccoli, and you can just cut it down. You can buy some pre-cut broccoli flowerets. I also have some sweet bell pepper. I like the red pepper because it gives it a nice sweet taste.
And it also adds color?
Yes, it does. And what you want when you're vegan or anytime is to make sure that you have as much color and variety as possible because it makes it so much more fun to eat.
Now we have all the vegetables a little bit. They're not really cooked. They're kind of steamed because they're still, the color is very vibrant.
Right.
And this is how you want them.
Yes, and you want it to be as healthy as possible and not cook all the nutrients out of it.
Okay.
So what I do next is I add the textured vegetable protein to it. And that helps it get the flavors of the food that it's going into.
I was having dinner with a friend, and she was given a dish. It looked like sloppy joe, and it had TVP in it.
Yes.
And so much like hamburger, she couldn't eat it.
Oh, goodness. It does. It really has that same look, that same texture, the same feel of having burgers and all that. You could try and make a burger. That doesn't work quite as well. It's best if you have something that's loose. So pasta works very well.
But if you take the TVP and soak some flax seeds and mix them all together.
Oh, yes. Oh, sure. You
will
could
hold it
definitely make a
together.
burger. Yes, you could make a burger that way. It would be wonderful. And the taste is very good. Like I said, you have to make sure that you add some seasoning to it, which is what I'm going to do here, to make sure that everything has some flavor to it. Right now, the only thing that has some seasoning in it is the plain pasta itself and the textured vegetable protein.
The pasta looks really good.
It's very good.
I like the red bowl.
Yes, it's very good. It's really fun to have something that looks attractive when you're cooking something that, especially when people are not used to eating foods that are vegan. Sometimes you have to have little tricks of the trade that'll keep them from realizing that you're putting some textured vegetable protein in it.
Do you think serving food in colorful bowls and platters makes it more appealing, appetizing?
It does. Yes, definitely. It does. It's, when you're looking at it, it just looks so nice. It's like, oh, I want to have some of that. Or, oh, that looks really good. I'll try some of that.
Okay, so lots of color when you have that big table with lots of guests. Make sure you have lots of color. Okay, so this is done now?
Yes, it's done.
Okay.
We're ready to add some sauce to it.
I have to tell you, I wish you were here. It smells fabulous, and it's making me hungry.
Very good.
Now we're going to make the sauce. So what kind of sauce is this, Carmen?
This is going to be a spicy chipotle sauce. I like those peppers. It gives it a little kick. And I'm just adding that to it, and then I'm adding a little cheating and adding a little pasta sauce so I don't have to add anything.
Oh, I see. So is the sauce less fatting and has less calories?
Well, no, it's just tomatoes and chipotle peppers, so it's the pepper itself
Can you
that
tell
gives
us
it the
what
extra flavor.
chipotle is?
It's just a type of pepper. It's a hot pepper that usually gets diced up. If you go out and buy like a burrito bowl or something, it normally will have a chipotle pepper in it.
So it's a Mexican pepper,
Yes,
South
it is.
American?
It is. And it's very flavorful, and it can be extremely spicy. I like a little kick to my vegan food. So I add that, and then if I don't have time to make a sauce myself, I'll go and get a jar of pasta sauce and add that with the peppers and let it come together, and then you're done.
Like this. And now you can see. Oh my God, it smells fantastic.
Yes.
Can I have the spoon?
Sure.
Yes. And now I'm going to stir this, right? You stir it?
Yes, you can stir it. You can keep it to the side if you want.
Yeah. And now I see what you mean about the chipotle, because I'm getting that smell, and it's so appetizing. When you smell that, you really want to eat. It smells Mexican. It smells like it has cumin in it as well. And we know there is no cumin because I was watching you.
Well, there is a little cumin in some of the spices that we used earlier.
That's what I'm smelling.
Yes.
Okay. But it just smells wonderful, and it's very colorful. And if you want a nice presentation, we want to keep all the food inside the bowl. Okay.
Very good.
Bon appetit. Thank you, Carmen.
Thanks for having me.
This was wonderful,
Thank
and we're
you
going
very
to
much.
enjoy this wonderful food.